Welcome everyone back to another episode of Macro Crypto, where we talk about anything and everything involving the crypto space. And today we're going to be diving back into those Rebase tokens for all you ohmies and climates out there. Yes, we're diving into Olympus DAO and Klima DAO. So if you do enjoy the content, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and head over to that Twitter page at Macro Crypto Club and give us a follow. Like always, link will be down in the description. Let's dive into Olympus DAO, the decentralized reserve currency of the crypto space. Current price, $65.41. Not a whole lot of action from a week ago, but we're going to be keeping a close eye on this, especially in regards to the entire market, how the market reacts. Can we continue in an uptrend? Right now, we're seeing a small downtrend within the market today, but that's not going to stop us from bringing content to you. At the end of the day, Olympus price is in correlation with those uptrends and downtrends. Obviously, as you've seen within the last 3+ months, we've been hurt in this market. But one can only hope within the reversal within that market to an uptrend that Olympus, especially with that treasury, will increase over time and more value will come to this protocol. So that's one thing we'll keep an eye on. I do want to always hit on those safety tips. CoinGecko is what I use. You can use other different websites, but through this, you can always click on these links. They're going to be safe links. You can be very feel very secure when clicking these links. Also, the contract address for Ethereum, and then you can add to MetaMask as well through these links. Just always want to keep that in mind moving forward. Also want to hit on what a reserve currency is for anyone that's new to the space. If you've been here before and you already understand, never bad to have a little bit of a refresher. A reserve currency is a foreign currency or a precious metal that is held in large quantities. It may be held by the country's government, central bank, or other monetary authority, like Olympus Dow. It is used for participating in global economy, such as through international transactions or investments, or within the crypto space. In general, a reserve currency is one that has the depth and liquidity to allow for reliable and efficient international transactions. Basically, anyone can come and go through there and expect that reserve currency to be utilized for transactions. So basically, liquidity pools, which we'll show in a second here, can be freely and easily exchanged for other currencies. Liquidity pools, being used to go get ETH or other pairings within those liquidity pools. And then also lastly is held by many monetary authorities and institutions in significant amounts. We'll see if that holds true and who comes into the Olympus protocol at the end of the day and holding and governing this DAO, which is only going to be a massive news, year after year after year. Remember, we're less than a year into this anyways, so this protocol is going to have ups and downs, and we're going to get resilient along the way. Now, a little bit of touching base on the market cap, just above $700 million within Olympus. Current backing per ohm is at $50.13. And then the number of ohm, or the price of ohm, currently at $65.18. Index is just above 83 within that staked ohm. That's what's rebasing each and every time. Always reminding everybody to get that G ohm price. Right now, we're taking the current index times the current price of ohm to get your G ohm. Just keep that in mind. Always great to have Geom at the end of the day. And then also Zap, the Ollie Zap has gone live on Olympus DAO. So you can use any token that's in your MetaMask wallet to get we're not there yet, sorry. To get Olympus Ohm or to get Geom. And you can do that all through Olympus's website. You don't have to go use Uniswap or another DEX in order to do so. So just want to hit on that there. Ollie Zap is live now on their website. And then lastly, with involving Ohm, don't have a lot of crazy news from this past week. They're continuously trying to add to their treasury is the biggest news, which is great news for us Ohmies out there. They are looking at Curve, which is the largest DEX in the space based off of total value locked, and what is one of the most battle-tested platforms in DeFi. So what Ohm is proposing right now is a strategy would be gradually deploy capital to Curve version 2 when it is possible. So version 2 is not battle-tested as well yet, but we can slowly develop into that protocol to get ourselves a position to bring more capital back to Ohm that's at the end of the day, the goal is to add that treasury and build more wealth for you and I and the protocol itself, right? So not a whole lot of information this week on Ohm, but we'll be keeping track, on a weekly basis. Klima is going to be taking over the rest of this video, mainly because they have had so much news and the price movement has been ridiculous. $33.58. If you've been around, all-time low was about 3 days ago on Valentine's Day. Not such a great Valentine's Day if you're a Klima owner. That is at $22.76, but it's a 46.3% increase since that point in time. We've seen a little bit of positive movement, and that's because all the great news with regards to Klima. We got some web designers hitting the Klima, making this thing look spiffy. Klima DAO came out with their new website. If you are unaware, go check it out, klimadao.finance. Use the CoinGecko. Hopefully you bookmarked it, and then if you haven't, go to CoinGecko to get your the website link, and then head over to and bookmark that, so that way you can just click and open it up in the future. Just my 2 cents on that. Also, you can go ahead and read the new Face for Klima page, but this is a very clean looking page. They still have the black hole, mind you, all right, but that will eventually probably go away, because as they have already bootstrapped all this capital into Klima, now it's time to grow. And as we scroll down, it's just a beautiful site in comparison to what it was. I'm gonna kind of miss the darkness of it, so if you do want to bring it back, easily. Okay. Now, a spirit of iteration, basically what you can expect from Klima moving forward to help this growth continue. The multilingual site for broader access to international markets. Okay, this is almost ready. This is not just a US or Europe for capital to be invested into this protocol. This is for the world, and that's huge for you and I. So we can continue to see this project and this protocol grow over time. We need to come together as an entire, not just nation, but within the world for climate change. And why not do it through this protocol, which is creating a market for carbon-backed tokens. And also, not lastly, what am I going for here? Fiat on-ramp integrations like Mobilium we talked about previously. They're almost live. That way you can go directly to their website, buy Klima with your debit or credit cards, whether that's Visa or MasterCard, worldwide. That's just going to be nuts to quickly on-ramp people instead of, the little more difficult way to get on to Polygon currently. Improved user experience for beginners, buy, bond, swap. We'll hit on that a little later. We're also going to be hitting on the Klima Infinity in a second here. Integrated dashboards and charts for monitoring protocol health. And lastly on this, more first-class content, resources, and tutorials. We'll keep giving you the first-class content here at Macro Crypto as well. And also do want to talk about one of their partnerships. We just had an AMA on their Discord. They had C3 discussing the partnership with Klima, and basically C3 is a company that is guided by its core vision to leverage the power of Web3 to dramatically increase the throughput of capital toward high impact carbon mitigation and removal projects globally. So they're working with Klima. They have the same vision in mind as well. And what they are doing, they're going to bridge with native support for offset retirements. They're the bridge between blockchains for the Klima protocol, or not Klima, but Klima's involved in this, but for basically carbon offsets. And that's how they're also going to be generating money or capital and continuously run as a protocol, is through those fees that they will generate for having that bridge from one protocol to another. And then also kind of that's interesting in regards to C3 and why we're bringing this up and even in more in depth is their C3 token. I believe it's their governance token. And more importantly, through their single staking vault, I don't know if you're going to have to lock up funds or if you can come and go as you please, and what the rate of return is. That is all yet to be seen, but you can use your wrap staked Klima on that protocol. and you will still be earning rewards through Klima anyways. So how that works is you stake Klima, you get an S Klima. You can take your S Klima and then convert that to wrapped staked Klima. So that's WS Klima. And your WS Klima will not increase over time, but based off the index, when you unwrap your staked Klima, when you come back to the Klima protocol, that will revert and you will get those rewards and you'll see it as staked Klima once you come back based off the index growth. So just keep that in mind when you do WS Klima. You won't see that same buildup as you do with your S Klima, but don't fret. When you come back to stake Klima, it will be there. But you'll be able to take the wrap stake Klima over to C3 and gain rewards as well. So you might want to dive into that and see if that's something that will benefit you in the future. Also, the launch of Klima Infinity, which is to enable organizations and individuals to compound their positive environmental impact and offset their carbon emissions continuously and transparently. Klima Infinity aims to accelerate momentum toward and beyond a carbon neutral world. This is for those legacy companies. We touched base on it a week ago. This is finally coming to fruition. Basically, this is why I think the market, or Klima in general, had such a big boost over this past week, is because of the emergence of Klima Infinity. This vision is reflected in Klima Infinity, which aims to help realize this future by providing the simplest, most efficient way for actors to be active participants in the emerging refi economy, which is the regenerative refinance. Basically, rebuilding, reborn, taking something that's injured and fixing it along the way, right? And within refi here, what they're attempting to do is bringing these companies on and having them be part of the S Klima carbon reserve currency, because we want them to own Klima and stake it and have a part in that, especially if we want to increase the carbon market and increase the price of that carbon offsets. Then this will help them leverage against that, because if they're paying that, but they're also staking their Klima, they will see those rewards and they won't worry as much about the increase in price for carbon offsets. Also, the yield on carbon custody. Climate pledge dashboard is going to be something that's important, so that you and I can see who's pledging for to be carbon free, or at least to pledge their climate initiative, and that's through Klima. And then tokenized carbon retirement. Obviously, everything just gets shifted around in this legacy program. We want to see that carbon being retired and not be able to be utilized moving forward. Also, the DAO governance. That's enough said. You vote to change the protocol for specific things, and if everyone is in agreement for the betterment of the protocol, there's your governance. And then here, also diving into Klima Infinity a little further, because I think this is why it's going to be so important for this price movement of Klima for the future. We're going to keep hitting on it. Become carbon neutral, become climate positive, signal their positive actions for the rest of the world, and participate in Klima's DAO's growth and governance, which will benefit us as investors, bringing on companies on a monthly, yearly basis. And which companies start that movement, you'll hear it here once we kind of get some information on that. Also, Klima Infinity users following the climate positive approach gain a number of benefits through the staking of Klima. So this is a potential hedge against future offset prices increase. Like we mentioned, the carbon offset price increase. We want to see that happen, make it more expensive for companies, especially legacy companies, to or price them out on much so that they want to be part of Klima. So then they stake their Klima, get the rewards, and offset that price. It's a hedge against the increase for carbon offsets. Granting the right to participate in Klima DAO governance. We talked about that. Klima DAO aligns itself with the Task Force for Scalability Voluntary Carbon Markets. It's working to catalyze and robust an efficient on-chain carbon market, driving demand and adoption, low correlation to other asset classes, and the Web3 carbon market is set to benefit from a tightening of carbon emissions regulations worldwide. We're seeing that. We've been seeing that for decades now. This is only going to continue, where we're getting those carbon emissions, the regulations, whether that's in Europe, in North America, Australia, Asia, wherever that's happening. We're going to see that continuous adoption over time, and Klima has a perfect spot currently right now to become such an innovative part of that movement. And then remember, that's just an opinion though, by the way. Obviously, none of what we discuss is financial advice ever. Here for pure entertainment only. Don't listen to this dummy when we're talking about very risky assets like Klima and Olympus, but I do love the shit out of them. So here we go with their dashboard. This is just giving you a little visual. The company name up here, they'll talk about their pledge for climate change and what they're trying to do with those carbon emissions, the footprint that they're currently involved in, how many have they offset, all that different things will be visual through the Klima DAO protocol, so everyone can see that, and it's transparent, which is huge. And then Klima Infinity Partners, here are their partners. The main thing that we brought up for this is because we have a nice little locked flagship partner that will be dropped on February 23rd. I have no idea who this is. This could be a huge partnership for the Klima protocol, which could help increase the price of Klima as well. Great news for me and you, but we'll get a news drop in about a week. And of course, we'll touch base on that on our next video on next Thursday. And lastly, if you are wanting to invest in a Klima DAO and you come across this video and you haven't got any Klima DAO yet, I'll put this link. It's basically klimadao.finance/buy. Whether you are a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, many different ways. They'll lay it out. Like we mentioned, you won't be able to yet with the Visa or MasterCard, which is coming soon through their partnership with Mobilium. And then also the decentralized exchanges, the DEXs. I won't need to make a video on how to get yourself some Klima, because very easily you'll be able to follow getting started with a MetaMask, connecting to MetaMask with Zapper, switching to Polygon Network, fund a wallet on Polygon Network, and then bridging all your tokens over to the Polygon. And it basically gives you a rundown of how to get your Klima and then stake it on Klima DAO. And then lastly, if you are an advanced member, always, especially if you have a large amount of funds, which I'm sure you didn't find yourself onto this video because I don't have it, so but we'll go over bonding anyways. If you do have or are able to have large funds to put into bonding, good on you. But just understand that you will get better discounts. Always check the discounts. If it's positive, you are getting it for a cheaper price than you would if you just bought Klima through like Sushi Swap or, you know, a DEX. So those are some ways to get yourself involved within the protocol if you're not already in there yet. I hope this was informative for everybody. Again, like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. We're going to be dropping news on Olympus and Klima on a weekly basis. Till next time, everybody. Peace.